Good evening, everyone. My name is Claudia Flores. I belong to group Language and Culture. This is activity number 2 about culture. At the moment, I'm going to interview with the teacher Melba. Melba, good evening.
Good evening, Claudia. I'm delighted to answer the questions.
Thank you, teacher. The first question is, what do you think between language and culture?
Well, the relationship between language and culture is very important because we can say that is a very close relationship. It's very important to understand people's beliefs, thoughts, and customs, traditions that people have. So for the students, it's gonna be very easy to understand that. Anytime.
Teacher Melba, what is the influence of culture in the process of a foreign language process?
Okay, the culture plays a very important role in the acquisition, yes, of a language or learning process, since students become more interested. And a good example, in my opinion, a good example is music. Yes, since the student gets more interested in learning a language. So for them is easier, yes, to acquire language through music.
Thank you, teacher.
Anytime.
Teacher Melba, which cultural expression do you know countries have through language?
Okay, we can say that there are many cultural expressions, yes. Many examples of them are like sports, conferences, music, and other kind of events that are expressed with culture.
Thank you, prof. Thank you, teacher. Teacher Melba, what do you think is important to have an oral tradition in a country?
Okay, the first interaction when you communicate is by speaking. Mm? Every society passes knowledge, we can say from generation to generation, with the oral tradition. Yes, with the oral tradition, maybe generations, yes, keep their traditions and knowledge, and this is important to keep the culture alive. That's all about this question.
Thank you, teacher. Teacher Melba, what do you think? Do we teach language using culture, or do we teach culture using language?
Okay. We teach the language using culture because culture is implicit in the language. So it's important that the student know all the customs, traditions that a town, yes, must have, so that the acquisition of the language is gonna be easier. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, teacher. Do you take into account culture in the strategies do you use in your English class? Can you give me some examples?
Yes, of course, Claudia. It's very important, right? One of the tools I use is music. You know that nowadays students like music a lot. Yes, when you teach with music, you can teach them students many things. Yes, for example, vocabulary and the vocabulary pronunciation. I usually use music to teach that. Students become interested, so the class doesn't get monotonous, and it's very interesting to learn through music. I recommend students to learn through music. It's very useful when you want to learn a language, and obviously the experiences lived in other country. Those are other aspects that are very important when teaching a language.
Thank you, teacher, for your time.
Okay, not at all. Anytime, Claudia.